Hey guys, Christine C. Jones here. I'm coming to you today to talk about my goals for 2021. My list is pretty long, but I don't feel like I've put anything on here that is necessarily like too overwhelming or they say that your goals are supposed to be SMART goals, SMART. And some of my goals are not quite smart yet. Hold on. I don't want, I didn't come up with that. And I don't want to misquote. So let me go so that I can tell you guys the right thing. But, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So the S is specific. Like, don't say, I want to get this certain thing done just that you want to get it done. You want to get it done by when? Like, give it a specific time around it. Give it, don't just say, I don't know, I want to keep a cleaner house. Say things like, I want to make my bed every day, or I want to clean my bathroom every day. Those are more specific. And I actually messed up on the time thing because the time thing is for a different one. I think the time stipulation is for measurable, achievable. You don't say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the moon this year," which unless you're an astronaut or whatever is behind going to the moon, more than likely not. So we want to get things that are achievable. Relevant is something that makes sense for you and and what you say that you want to achieve. Like, for example, I am an author. I have no interest in being a musician or an actress. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for me to say, I want to win a Grammy. For what? Like, that's not who I am. And that's not, that's not part of the passions that I have. And so why would I make that one of my goals? And then time bound. See, I keep getting this mixed up. I'm still learning myself, so please, I cannot make it clear enough that I am not an expert here. This is really just me kind of learning as I go and taking you guys along with me. And like I said, not all of my goals are smart yet because I'm going to have to kind of drill down into them a little bit more. Some of my stuff is still kind of abstract right now, but without further ado, I don't want to make this like a super long video, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. First up on my list is engage more with my readers. I talked about a little bit, not in the last vlog, but in the one before that, how certain things had happened kind of, throughout the course of my career that it made me kind of pull back and disengage from the way that I used to be. I felt like there needed to be something of a wall there, between me and the outside world. And it's not that I suddenly don't believe that anymore, because I definitely think that boundaries are important, but I do want to be more engaged with the people who support me. That was part of why, in another previous vlog, I talked about wanting to, be more responsive to comments and stuff like that. It's honestly just like, it's not my personality, but I want to move around it. I want to get around that so that I'm doing what I really want to be doing, which is absolutely engaging with people. And so I might have to get past I don't feel like responding to comments. If that is the barrier that's keeping me from engaging with people, I've got to get past that so that I can get to where I actually want to be, which is someone who my readers feel like, if they leave a comment, they're going to get a response. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like things like that are really important. I want to make sure that you guys see that I appreciate that support. And so part of that is that engagement, and I want to do better with that. Increase marketing efforts. I've talked before about how I'm nobody's marketing guru. I'm just good at making things look cute. So there is definitely a need for that. That's something that I'm talking about a lot with my husband. This is absolutely his forte, and he has agreed, to step in more and help me with that. And so we're going to be on that. Girl Have You Met virtual event. If you're familiar with Girl Have You Read, then you most likely heard of Girl Have You Met, which was a yearly event that Alexandra and I put on with a great, like, cannot thank enough the volunteers, the other authors who help every year to, to make that happen. We were able to do it for 3 years, and then this year happened. And we already know, just what the doctors and scientists and all of that are saying, that they don't believe, even with best efforts, and even with more cooperation, it's going to be a while before any type of event like that is safe for us to do again. And so 2021 is going to be virtual again. And we need to, I'm going to get with Alex and we're going to work on that. But I'm really excited to do that again. We had a really great time this year, back in April, at our virtual event. And so I want to see if we can repeat that same magic. More time spent in general with Girl Have You Read. Again, Girl Have You Read has always been kind of a labor of love, kind of mine and Alex's way of giving back to the Black romance community and helping bolster and build that community. And I think that we've done really good work with that, but I know that I can be more engaged with it. Alex is the one, if you follow us on Twitter or whatever, she's the one who's putting together those, the new release list and doing the tweets and all of that. And I need to step up more and do more for my part and really do my best to make that happen and see what more we can build with Girl Have You Read. This next one is the only one that might be a little, iffy, and I'm honestly scared to even say it out loud, but you know what? Here it goes. I want to write and produce a short film. I don't know that it's the only thing that keeps me from feeling like that's realistic is I would not want to put anyone in danger. That would absolutely, like, if we can't do it safely, it's not going to happen for me. So I'm not sure how much I'll be able to do with that, but I do know that at the very least, I can write it. I can do the screenwriting. I can have, a tight, beautiful script, if nothing else. I can have all of my research done. I can have the funds together. I can do everything except possibly shooting it, but that doesn't mean that, okay, well, since we can't shoot it right now, I don't do any of it. No, we're gonna step up and do what we can. And then for other writing, I want to write one complete contemporary series, which I'm considering. What I'm talking about there is full-length novels. I don't know yet what that series is going to be. There's a strong possibility that I could say this for both of these next items, but there's a strong possibility that it'll be set in the Heights. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe the Heights, maybe Blackwood, maybe Blakewood. I don't know yet, but I do know that I want to write and complete a series this year, all full-length novels. I also want to write an erotica series, 3 books, similar to, well, not similar to, but the Clark Brothers was erotica, 3 books, novellas. And so I want to do something like that again, not necessarily related to the Clarks at all, but just kind of in the same vein as that was. Complete the Eternally Tethered series. I know that some of you guys are going to be really happy to hear that. My paranormal fans will be glad to hear that. But I definitely want to get to that. But oh my God, I was reading Coveted the other day, and there are so many continuity errors. And I just feel like you can really tell that I had never, that, there was Haunted and there was Coveted, and that was my first time doing anything like that. And so I definitely see the mistakes there. I don't know that they're necessarily like just super clear to anybody else, but I definitely see them. But we're gonna work it out. I started something, I'm gonna finish it, and that's just that. Complete the Sugar Valley series. It's gonna be book 3. The Sum of All Parts is the title of it. I already have a cover that may or may not stay the cover, but I have a cover right now. It's going to be Justine's story, and I'll talk more about that when it's time for me to start writing again for the year. I actually want to kind of do a little more documentation of that process, and so you will see some writing diaries, I guess, from that time. But I'll have more to say about that in that video. Connecticut Kings round 4, very excited about that. I still need to get my head wrapped around my characters again, but that's not until kind of spring, summer. And so I have, I have a little time to kind of mentally prepare myself for that. And I want to write one just completely out of the box project. What I think that project is going to be, I referred to it amongst my friends as Problematic Beauty and the Beast. And it will be similar to Wonder. It would follow characters that we met already in Wonder, but it's been difficult for me to wrap my head around that just because of my own personal ideals and, just my personal convictions and stuff. But I know what the story is, and the story just is what it is. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to get around that, but I am going to have to get over myself to make that happen. And so we're going to pray. Okay, so that would be a total of 10 titles. That would be a total of 10 titles in 2021. That is all absolutely subject to change. The only things that are definite would be the Eternally Tethered book, the Sugar Valley book, and the Connecticut Kings book. Everything else, we'll see where the muse takes me, but I really want to do better this year with that instead of just running on vibes, being a whole lot more intentional. In addition to that, I want to write 2 storytime projects. Storytime is my podcast, and I don't know, whatever else it could be called. I want to do one contemporary, kind of long running contemporary romance. It may or may not be I would probably write something new for it. And then the other project is undecided. In addition to those storytime projects, I just want to be more consistent and more focused here on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of different, helpful hints or tips or whatever for authors that I want to do, just a lot of stuff like that. Speaking of, and this one is really gonna just kind of depend on my time, but it's something that has been on my mind for a while. I want to mentor an emerging author, and I have a few people in mind for that. It would have to be someone who who I'm familiar with. I can kind of see their work ethic kind of, and someone that I'll be pretty sure that our energies would kind of vibe together. But that's something that's been on my mind for a while, kind of a more one-on-one, I don't even know how to frame it, and I'm still working through it in my mind, what that would look like. But that is definitely something I want to try to accomplish this year. I've been thinking about it for too long. It's time to move forward with that. And it's definitely something where, like I said, I'll have to really kind of pin down who I would want to work with on something like that. All titles available in paperback. That is something, that's another one that has been on my to-do list for a very long time. And I did work on it some. I did work on it some in 2020. There's no reason for me to not complete the rest of it in 2021. I need to hire an accountant. The taxes are too high. I pay too much in taxes, and we really gotta work on that. I want to have at least 7 titles in audio, and I was supposed to fix this because I know of at least 5 titles in audio that are being produced by Tantor. And so those don't really count towards what I'm talking about, but I would like to personally commission and release at least 4 titles in audio. My backlist is so huge. I have a lot of titles already in audio, but I definitely have more that I could be doing. And finally, I want to make myself a new release checklist, just so that I'm giving all of my releases kind of the same energy, the energy and promotion and all of that they really deserve. I definitely think that's somewhere that I have been lacking in past years, and that's an energy that I don't want to take into 2020 with me. And so to that end, I'm going to be trying, see, still can't snap. A little better. Nah, still can't snap. But I want to, I really want to hit the ground running in January with with what I want to be a January release. And I have time for it. I have the time to make that happen if I can kind of focus in. I have other goals. Absolutely. I have other goals. I have my personal stuff, as far as, you know, as a wife, as a mother, my self-care, like taking care of myself. I have those type of goals that are, like I said, personal goals. And so I'm not going to get too much into that. But I definitely am going to be tracking that stuff. I don't know that I'm really going to have room for it in this particular planner, even though I really like this planner. I might have to, I grabbed this at Target. It was like $10. Was not an expensive planner at all. I might have to grab a different one so that I have a personal one and then one for business. But I've already, for January 2021, I've already started writing things down. I've already got kind of a promo calendar and stuff for my January release written down. I've got down how many words I need to be writing every day. When I'm going to record and release pre-release thoughts, and when I'm going to do my cover reveal on Girl Have You Read, when I want to release the book. I just have all of this written down. And then I also, for now, in this one too, also have my workout schedule written down. We are actually starting the Daniel fast with our church on January 4th. And so you guys are probably going to hear me talking and maybe a little complaining about that. I'm sorry, Jesus. It's hard. I like sugar and I like bread, but I'm going to sacrifice it. I'm going to sacrifice it. We've done the Daniel fast in years past and survived. So I don't think it's going to be an issue this year, but so we have that coming up. I've got that written down. I've got a dental cleaning coming up. I've got that written down in addition to all this other stuff. And then, like I said, I've got all my workouts and stuff written down because that is just like super important for me to keep, just like to keep moving. And I know, thank you guys so much who said, I hope you're okay. I hope you feel better. I'm okay. It's something that I've honestly gotten a little used to. I have a disc herniation and I have spinal stenosis, and it's actually something that is supposed to be repaired with a surgery, but I'm only 33 and I could just be being pigheaded and I'll eat that, but I feel like 30, at least the first half of my 30s, is too young for back surgery, especially when it's a surgery that there's kind of not a guarantee that it's actually going to make anything better. So, but anyway, so I've got all of this written down here. Then later I'm going to transpose it to a weekly breakdown so that I know, okay, on this day, this is how this is broken down. And then also on the monthly, there's a habit tracker down here that I do plan to use. But I have all of these different sections, all the days of the week, have some priorities I can set down. Okay, you know, if I'm working on something for this week, I can say, okay, this is done. Next week, these are a couple of things that I need to jot down and think about. Got a space for notes, got a space for a particular goal of the week. And so that's going to be my weekly breakdown. But something that has always tripped me up with planners is that I need that monthly and I need this weekly, but I also need a daily. I also need a daily to help keep myself in order. And that's where my top 3 notebook from Erin On Demand is going to come in. You guys saw me unbox this one day, but on here we have, for every day, these are the main 3 things to get accomplished for the day. And so one day for me might be, you know, you need to write however many words. That absolutely needs to get done. You need to do your working out. Absolutely needs to get done. And you need to post a promo for, you know, for the day. That absolutely needs to get done. And then you have a space down here to break down kind of the tasks that might go into these top 3. And then I also think that I might partially use this as well as kind of a meal tracker / meal planner, not for the Daniel fast, because when we're doing that, I don't plan to do any type of, well, there will be some meal planning just so that I'm making sure that my family has whatever they need, you know, for the day. But that's not a diet plan, and so I won't need it for that. But once that's over, I do need to do like my meal planning and stuff like that so that I can lose weight. Please do not like message me or comment anything about diet culture or just eat when you feel like it, intuitive eating. Please do not message me about anything like that. I got it. There is that. So I don't know about you, but I am excited and looking forward to 2021. I know there have been just so much happening, just so many different changes and so many different things to worry about and so many different things to kind of navigate. But I really do think that it's important to be optimistic as much as you can. And I do think that making the goals is important. It's honestly not typically something that I would really do sit down and make the goals. And I'm going to really do my best to hang with this and really stick to it, because I see how much different I feel. I know how much happier I am when I have a plan. What happens is that one little thing throws a wrench in it and then I'm just done. And I don't want that to be the case for me anymore. And so I'm really going to be doing my very best to stick with my business goals and with my personal goals and really just make the most of it the best that I can. I know things are going to look a lot different going into 2021 versus how they looked going into 2020. I know many of us had very, very big plans for what 2020 was going to look like. And then the world happened, to us. And, there was a lot of things that we really didn't have any control over. But what I'm going to do and what I would encourage anyone else to do is, the things that you can control, which is, kind of what you're going to do as much as your health allows, as much as as much as time allows and all of that. Take that and do whatever you can towards getting where you want to be. I read a whole bunch of articles about setting goals and stuff. And one of the things that really stuck out to me was envisioning yourself at the end of whatever the goal is, and then breaking that down into actionable steps that you're going to take to get to that end point, so that it's not so much at once. Like nobody can, eating the elephant. That's a popular one. No one is going to eat an elephant all in one bite. But if you break it down into little pieces, it just makes it so much more manageable. It makes it that much more attainable. And so that's what I'm working on. Just working on small bites to get things done and to really feel like I'm pushing forward. And that's just always the goal. No matter, my value is not in if these things get done or not. The point is that I tried. The point is that I didn't look at it and say, well, that's too hard and I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to just take my ball and go home. If I don't reach these things, that's okay. At least I was doing as much as I could, as much as I could, when I could, to make it happen. So that's it for me. I know I said this wasn't going to be long. I'm not even gonna really look at how I'm not about to do that math on how long this is about to be. I can't see I can't see that countdown right now. But in any case, as always, I don't know if this is going to be my last video of the year or not, but in case this is my last video of the year, thank you guys so much for supporting me this year, for looking at my face all year, not getting tired of me, not getting sick of me, hitting that like button, clicking links and all of that. Just thank you guys so much. If you are interested in this, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be in the Blackwood Community Center group on Facebook talking about, and I'll be live talking about The Unbroken Rose. If you care to participate in a discussion about the book, I'll be doing that. And Reinvention of the Rose is available in audio. Now, it's still 99 cents today. I haven't fixed the price, so it's still 99 cents for the ebook today. The audio book is $12.99. The ebook is 99 cents. I'll wait until tonight to change it, since I said that. I'll wait until later to update the price. But anyway, as always, thank you guys so much. Like, seriously, thank you so much for your support, and I'll holla. I keep doing that.